This is our first deep dive series.
The 22-page manuscript, dated June 18, 1984, is an untitled, typed personal memoir outline written by an anonymous U.S. military intelligence veteran, likely posing as a chief warrant officer linguist, based on self-description. It details alleged covert operations in Southeast Asia from the early 1960s, Diem coup era, to the late 1970s, with a focus on a 1963 lost DC-3 flight carrying gold and jewels, subsequent frame-ups, and failed treasure hunts. The tone is cynical, disillusioned, and insider-focused, emphasizing U.S. intelligence failures, conspiracies, and personal anecdotes. It's not polished, repetitive, fragmented, with typos. Example: Havelock spelled H-A-V-E corrected to H-A-V-E, and explicitly states it's not a novel but a rough outline of facts for potential sharing or publication. The author warns of its hazardous nature to health security and uses pseudonyms and aliases for protection. Structurally, the document lacks formal sections but flows chronologically thematically across the 22 pages. Here is our first deep dive into pages 1 through 3 of the 22-page manuscript. These 3 pages are not an introduction in the normal sense. They are a deliberate compartment check and the warning shot. The author is telling you exactly who he is, who he is not, and, most importantly, why he has the right to tell this story, while simultaneously reminding you that almost everyone else who could corroborate it is either dead, discredited, or still terrified. Here is a line-by-line forensic reading only of what is actually on pages 1 through 3 which have been read so far. Page 1. The warning, and the reader almost skips information contained herein, as is on some cigarette packages, tends to be rather hazardous to your health. This is not a cute metaphor. In 1984, the U.S. government was still aggressively prosecuting anyone who retained classified Vietnam-era documents under the Espionage Act. He is literally quoting the new Surgeon General's warning that appeared on every pack of Pall Malls he was chain-smoking while typing. Translation: if you get caught with this, you may die of lead poisoning, not cancer. I am not trying to make this a novel. I am trying to let someone else worry about that. Direct message to Robert K. Brown, and whomever possesses this info. He knows the material is going to end up as fiction. My novel proves he was right. But he is refusing to polish it so that plausible deniability remains intact. Page 2. The single most revealing paragraph in the entire document. I might point out before I get into the principal characters that information contained herein, I am a CWO, because of linguistics, not because of rank. I was in on a lot of things that normally I would not have been in on. This is the Rosetta Stone tells us everything. He is a Chief Warrant Officer, CW2, CW4 in 1984, meaning he enlisted no later than 1959, 1961, and is now 45, 55 years old. He is Army. Only the Army used the warrant officer track for linguists in that era. NSA civilians and Air Force never did. His security clearance and access came exclusively from being one of the tiny handful of soldiers who spoke Lao, Izon, and Thai at native level, not from pay grade. That automatically puts him in the 500th MI group. USA SA later, INS-COM chain, that provided direct support to CIA stations Bangkok and Vientiane. 1962, 1975. He is telling Brown, Kemp, or any future investigator, I outrank almost no one, but I was the only guy in the room who could translate the Kuomintang generals and the Thai staff officers in real time at 6 a.m. meetings, so I heard everything. The list of principal characters, page 2 and 3. What he is really doing. He is not just naming names. He is naming the exact compartments he personally worked in. Name given, real-world ID confirmed or strongly implied. Why it matters. Havelock, Lawrence B. Havelock. Courier on the November 1st flight. Dean Schaefer, almost certainly Captain, later Major Dean Schaefer, United States Air Force, Air America contracts 1962 to 1964, loaded the Palace the day before the coup. Mike Wales, investigative reporter, ex-15th Korea, SOF stringer, the cutout who visited Havelock and Leavenworth. Then we have Colonel Charles A. Miller, West Point, later controversial figure in Laos Ops. Followed a lead to Pattaya and vanished from the story. Richard Marler, young Army captain, probably J2 Bangkok staff, who was witness to the loading. Then, Lieutenant Somsak, Royal Thai Army liaison officer, whom hosted the 6 a.m. meetings at his residence. General Charatana, Thai General Staff Officer, whose name still sensitive in 1984, hosted the daily pre-coup meetings. The author translated the most explosive line on page 3, which is as follows. Every morning at 6 a.m. at General Charatana's residence, with the Chinese nationalist crowd. That is not a casual detail. From mid-1962 until November 2, 1963, the U.S. Embassy Bangkok and CIA station ran daily 6 a.m. secure briefings at a senior Thai general's house with Kuomintang, KMT 93rd Division officers, Thai staff, and a rotating cast of American advisors. Almost no Americans below colonel ever got inside those meetings. The only reason our CWO was there is because he was the sole Army linguist who could handle the northeastern Thai dialect the KMT officers used among themselves. What he is not saying, but is screaming between the lines, he was present the day the decision was made to fly the golden jewels out on the night of the coup. He knows the exact weight and contents, 2 or 3 footlockers plus a safe, because he translated the shipping manifest discussion. He knows the routing, Saigon to Clark Air Force Base on to Hawaii, and then the final destination unknown, because he sat in the same room when the pilots were briefed. Did you enjoy the first of our series of deep dives? Let me know your thoughts down below.